This evening, just after 5 o'clock p.m., Portland police officers from North Precinct responded to a call of a suspicious circumstances involving a weapon in the 4500 block of Northeast 116th Avenue. That's 116th just south of Sandy. When officers were en route, they heard that a Multnomah County deputy who happened to be in the area was on scene and was providing updates to them on what was going on. Officers started responding. Numerous Portland police officers also responded, and they addressed the circumstances that they were facing, the information that they had, that it was some kind of disturbance involving shots being fired. During the course of the call came out that shots were fired by the police and a suspect was down. That suspect was treated immediately and then was transported by ambulance to the hospital. I don't have a prognosis right now, but my understanding is the suspect is still in the hospital. No officers or deputies were injured. No Portland police officers were involved in the use of deadly force. However, a Multnomah County deputy was involved in the use of deadly force. So after the initial tactical incident was concluded, we went into the investigative phase, which is where we are right now, and we closed off Sandy Boulevard. The closure is between 115th and 118th, both directions. We expect it to be closed off like this for several hours during the investigation. Because this incident happened in the city of Portland, it falls under our jurisdiction. So as is our policy, the Portland Police Homicide Unit is here and is primary on the investigation. However, because it involves a Multnomah County deputy, the East County Major Crimes Team is also here assisting with the investigation, and they're a great help. East County Major Crimes Team is made up of Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, the Gresham Police Department, Oregon State Police, and the Port of Portland Police Department. So they also have detectives here who are assisting with the investigation. The details of what took place and what led to the shooting, I don't have that yet. We're still very early on in this investigation, and so those are answers that we will be working on as we proceed through the investigation. Like I said, our on-scene investigation will likely take several hours.
Are you able to say what kind of weapon the person had?
I don't know for sure what kind of weapon the person has. That's one of the things that we're looking into. But I can say that the initial call was a suspicious circumstances involving a weapon where there were shots fired.
What were the suspicious circumstances?
That's a good question. What the nature of the suspicious circumstances is part of our investigation. Part of the reason that we're very careful about the information we're releasing is because we are still doing interviews with witnesses, with officers involved and witness officers. So we're making sure that we get a clean version of events from their perspective. And then once we have that, then we'll be able to release more information.
Where did this take place at? In a home, in one of the inns? Could you give us a little bit more details on the location?
Sure. The location of the deputy-involved shooting was on 116th Avenue, just south of Sandy Boulevard. It was in the street. It was not in a residence or on a property.
So there were no evacuations that took place at all during all of this?
No evacuations that I'm aware of happened as a result of this event.
Is there anything at all you can tell us about the suspect? Anything he was wanted for, any priors or anything like that?
I haven't even identified him, honestly. I know he's an adult male, but beyond that, I don't have any specifics.
Was anybody else around?
There were numerous people around. I know detectives are already speaking with a number of witnesses, and they're also seeking out any additional witnesses who may have left the scene before police had a chance to connect with them. So if anybody is a witness and and has not already spoken to police officers, we'd appreciate it if they would reach out.
Do you know if this is the only person involved in this, or were there additional people or suspects also?
I don't have any information that anybody else was involved, I'm sure that will be a key part of the investigation.
How often do you see a Multnomah County deputy on scene, like this, where shooting takes place like this?
Yeah, I mean, Multnomah County, we are in Multnomah County, and it is not at all unusual for us to work with our partners at MCSO and Gresham Police. We know that criminal activity, criminal behavior doesn't stop at city borders or county borders. So we all work together on calls, and If a Portland police officer is in another jurisdiction and they are able and equipped to help out, they're going to help out there too. So it's not at all unusual for us to see our partners out here.
Just for clarification, was the deputy responding to a shots fired call, or the shots fired was after he was in the area?
As the officers were responding, the information they had was that there were shots fired before they arrived. I do want to also tell you that Chief Bob Day is here. He typically responds to these kind of things. And I also saw Sheriff Nicole Marcy O'Donnell here as well.
Are you able to explain what led the deputy to shoot? I know there's a video going around, and was there a specific movement or anything that caused them to shoot?
Those are good questions that are a part of the investigation, and as we learn more, we'll be releasing that. I don't know about the deputy, but I know that the officers that were here were equipped with body-worn cameras, and so reviewing that footage will be part of the investigation, and they'll be able to learn a lot more from that.
What's next steps for that deputy?
That's a good question. Because it's another agency, I don't have their protocols. I'll have to defer to the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office on what their protocols are with regard to a deadly force incident. So
with the suspect at the hospital, do we know if they're stable or not?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a condition update or a prognosis at this point.
Will we have one this evening, do you think?
I hope so. As the detectives sort of start to build a picture of what took place, we'll send out another update, and if you're all still here, we'll be happy to do a follow-up interview at that time with the information that we've learned, and maybe by then we'll have a prognosis. I just don't know.
Thank you. Is this going to stay closed, by the way, all night?
I wouldn't say all night. It'll be numerous hours. It'll be several hours because of the complexity of these investigations and our desire to make sure that we get all the information that we possibly can. We take our time and we don't want to miss anything because we only have one shot at doing the on-scene investigation. Once we break this down and leave, then we lose that opportunity. So detectives are trained to be very methodical as they do their investigation to make sure they have all the best information.